Amara was 8 the first time she walked into the Old Town Library. She held her mother's hand tightly, staring at the massive stone building like it was a castle. It wasn't anything like the small library back in her hometown in Ghana. This one smelled like paper and rain, and the wooden floor creaked with every step. They had only been in the US for 2 months. Her mom had told her, books are friends when people aren't. So every Saturday, they came, even if no one spoke to them. The first few visits were quiet. Amara would sit cross-legged in the corner of the children's section and flip through picture books. She didn't understand all the words yet, but she loved the pictures. The dragons, the kids on bicycles, the animals that talked. But what she remembered most wasn't the books. It was the librarian. Mrs. Weston was an older white woman, always in pastel cardigans and glasses on her nose. She greeted every child except Amara. She never looked unkind, just uninterested. When Amara would approach the checkout desk, she'd glance at the books, scan them, and slide them forward without a word. To others, she smiled, asked about their day, praised their book choices. To Amara, silence. One afternoon, Amara overheard her mother speaking to Mrs. Weston. "I was wondering if Amara could get her own library card." Mrs. Weston blinked. "She's very young, and she might not understand the responsibility." Her mother smiled gently. "She's responsible. She reads more than I do." There was a pause. Then Mrs. Weston said, "Fine, if she insists." She didn't look at Amara once. That night, Amara cried into her pillow. She didn't know the word for what she felt, but it was a heavy sadness that wrapped around her chest. Weeks passed, but Amara kept going. One day she found a book that changed everything. It was hidden on a lower shelf. The Story of Ruby Bridges. A little black girl on the cover, walking into school while people yelled behind her. She sat and read the whole thing. Then she read it again. She went home and asked her mom, "Was Ruby real?" Her mother nodded. "She was brave," Amara whispered. "They didn't want her there, but she went anyway." The next week, Amara walked up to the checkout desk with that same book. Mrs. Weston looked at it, paused, then scanned it. "You like that one?" she asked quietly. Amara nodded. "She's like me." Mrs. Weston looked at her then. Really looked. "I remember when that book first came in," she said. "I put it on the shelf." Amara said softly, "Thank you." Mrs. Weston didn't smile, but her eyes softened. The next time Amara returned, a small envelope was waiting at the desk. Inside was a new library card, with her name handwritten in cursive. From that day on, Mrs. Weston always greeted her, and not just with a nod, with book suggestions, questions about school, and eventually, warm smiles. Years passed. Amara grew. She became one of the top students in her school, then president of the debate team. She volunteered at that same library, reading to younger children who had accents like hers. And every Saturday, Mrs. Weston saved her favorite books behind the desk, just in case you come by. On Amara's graduation day, she walked back into the library, holding her acceptance letter to Harvard. Mrs. Weston was behind the desk. Amara handed her a card. It read, "Thank you for learning to see me." Mrs. Weston's eyes filled with tears. "You taught me how," she whispered. If Amara's story moved you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still believes in the quiet power of kindness and change. Your support helps us tell more stories that heal, inspire, and connect. Thank you for watching.